Top 5 Best presents Westfield High School principal lapsed into month-long coma, died after bone marrow donation to help 14-year-old boy. Before we begin, do us a favor by clicking that like button and subscribe to our channel for more real-life stories like these every day. If you've ever been called to the principal's office, chances are you probably don't look upon principals in the finest light. When you think of principals, you likely imagine an authoritarian, a figure who's a killjoy and disapproves of tardiness. This image is no doubt aided by the many famously evil principals in Hollywood such as Agatha Trunchbull, Edward Rooney, and of course, Harry Potter's Dolores Umbridge. But in reality, principals are simply people with a job to do, and some of them are actually really amazing individuals with a passion for education. Today we're going to hear the touching story of a high school principal who went well beyond the call of duty to save a stranger. Westfield High School is located in Union County, New Jersey, where it has served the community for well over 100 years. But in early April of 2019, it was the scene of a heartwarming story of sacrifice and community. Over the past century, Westfield High has seen many different principals, but in early 2019, Dr. Derek Nelson was at the helm. Derek was described as an energetic and enthusiastic principal who was always doing whatever he could to help others. Before becoming a high school principal, Derek joined the United States Army, where he served as a part-time chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear specialist. In 2013, he was deployed to Kuwait, and throughout his service earned several awards and decorations, including the Meritorious Service Medal, 2 Army Commendation Medals, and 3 Army Achievement Medals. One day, Derek became aware of a 14-year-old boy nearly 5,000 miles away in France. The young boy was in desperate need of a bone marrow transplant, and it seemed that no one in the family knew was a match. Touched by the boy's story, and the grim outlook he would face without the transplant, Derek contacted Be The Match, an organization that helps match willing donors with patients who are in dire need of marrow, primarily patients battling blood cancers like leukemia and lymphoma. Soon after contacting the organization, it was discovered that Derek was, in fact, a perfect match. But things weren't going to be cut and dry. Despite being a match, there was still a host of challenges that further delayed the procedure. Like approximately 70 million Americans, Derek suffered from sleep apnea, a disorder that complicates the use of general anesthetic. For this reason, a plan was created that would allow doctors to harvest stem cells from the marrow intravenously. Unfortunately, as doctors began to plan this new approach, it was discovered that Derek was a carrier of sickle cell anemia. This meant that doctors would have to figure out a new approach. Finally, a surgery was planned that would allow the harvest of marrow in a more traditional way. But Derek would receive a local anesthetic. The procedure was set to take place at Hackensack University Hospital in Bergen County, half an hour away from Westfield High School. As he prepared for the operation, his mother and father, Willie and Juanita Nelson, were there for support. Before the procedure began, Derek took a few moments to talk to the school's student newspaper, hiseye.org. During the interview, he discussed the operation, saying, "If it's just a little bit of pain, for a little bit of time, that can give someone years of joy. It's all worth it." During the procedure, however, something unexpected happened, and while very few details are known regarding what happened next, Derek's father described the moment after the surgery in a heartbreaking statement saying, quote, "After the procedure he couldn't speak and was lying in his bed. His eyes were open and he realized who we were, but he couldn't move. He never spoke again." Derek remained paralyzed and unable to speak until he slipped into a coma a short while later. For the Nelson family, March was an agonizing waiting game as they held vigil along with Derek's fiancée, Sharonda, and their 5-year-old daughter. The family spoke about the incident saying, "We really don't know the full story of what happened. We were expecting him to come out of the coma he was in, but he didn't make it." Those close to Derek took to social media, calling him a beloved pillar of the community and a true hero. Meanwhile, students and faculty at Westfield High have also gone above and beyond to honor his sacrifice and keep his memory alive. People around the school can still be found wearing buttons with Derek's pictures and words, "Dr. Derek E. Nelson, our hero." Derek and Sharonda were due to be wed on June 29th, just months after he passed away. Speaking about the loss of her fiancé, Sharonda said, "Although I am deeply saddened by the loss of Derek, I am proud that I had the opportunity to love him and that he loved me, and we were blessed with a beautiful daughter. We will carry on his legacy. Derek will always be my forever love." This story is a reminder that heroes walk among us every day, and thanks to the brave actions of Dr. Derek Nelson, a 14-year-old boy has a new chance at life. Thanks for watching. Tap one of the 2 videos on the screen for another emotional story.